Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a good day off yesterday and is ready to get back into it today. We're going to stay in Chapter 3, Section 3 for today. We're still talking about function notation, but we're going to talk about combinations of functions with function notation. So the math for today we have all seen before. Adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. We've already seen that before. It's just going to look a little different. So hopefully we can get this figured out, how it looks, how it's going to work, and we'll be good to go. So I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to explain in detail each slide, or in each example, because like I said, we've already seen it before, we should already know how to do it. So when we're talking about combinations of functions, it's pretty much just adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing functions. Today, we're only going to talk about adding, subtracting, and multiplying. We're not going to talk about dividing functions today. You'll get into that in your upper level math classes. So, you may get into that in Algebra 2, trigonometry, pre-calc, stuff like that. We're not going to get into it today, though. So, how they represent combinations of functions in function notation are these things on the right hand, in the right hand column. They'll represent it as f plus g of x. If it's represented like that, we just want to add f of x and g of x. You're just adding those two functions. If it's f minus g of x, you do f of x minus g of x. And then f times g of x, f of x times g of x. So like I said, we've done all those operations with polynomials before. And so we're just doing them again today. Like I said, it's just represented in a different way. So I would definitely have this chart down in my notes. So let's look at an example. It says let f of x equal 2x minus 3 and g of x equal 5x plus 4. Simplify each expression. So, for letter A, I have f plus g of x, and it gave me f of x equals 2x minus 3, g of x equals 5x plus 4. So it has f plus g of x, so I'm just adding f of x plus g of x. So remember, it's f of x plus g of x, which would be 2x minus 3 plus 5x plus 4. So now I can just add my two polynomial functions. Remember, if you're adding polynomials, all you really need to do is just combine your like terms. So I have 2x plus 5x, which would give me 7x. Negative 3 plus 4 would give me positive 1. So f plus g of x equals 7x plus 1. Like I said, we've seen this before already. Let's look at the next one. Letter B wants me to find f minus g of x. So I'm just going to subtract my two functions. I'm going to do f of x minus g of x. F of x minus g of x. So I get 2x minus 3 minus 5x plus 4. Now remember to be careful when you're subtracting polynomials. Before we can start combining like terms, we have to distribute our negative to this second set of parentheses. So I have 2x minus 3 minus 5x minus 4. And now I can start combining my like terms. 2x minus 5x would give me negative 3x. Negative 3 minus 4 would give me minus 7. So f minus g of x would give me negative 3x minus 7. Once again, we've seen that before. It just looks a little different, but I feel like it's not too hard to understand. If it's f plus g of x, you're adding the two functions. F minus g of x, you're subtracting the two functions. So letter C, if it's f times g of x, we're going to multiply the two functions. So f of x times g of x, 2x minus 3 times 5x plus 4. In this case, it's just going to be FOIL, since I have a binomial times a binomial. So multiply my first terms together. 2x times 5x would give me 10x squared. My outer terms, 2x times 4 is 8x. Inner terms, negative 3 times 5x is negative 15x. My last terms, negative 3 times 4, would give me negative 12. And then I can combine those two x terms. So I get 10x squared minus 7x minus 12. F times g of x is 10x squared minus 7x minus 12. Once again, we've seen that before, just represented in a different way. Let's look at another example. So it gives us the same two functions, f of x equals 2x minus 3 and g of x equals 5x plus 4. It says simplify each expression. On the previous slide, we just did f plus g of x, f minus g of x, f times g of x. Now we've got, instead of having the x in that last set of parentheses, we have a 3. So it wants me to find f plus g of 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing I did on the previous slide. I'm going to add f of x and g of x. So I'm going to find f of x plus g of x first for letter A. So 2x minus 3 plus 5x plus 4. Combine your like terms, 7x plus 1. So there's my first step. Evaluate the functions being added first. Now I can focus on this 3 right here. That's just telling me it wants me to plug that 3 in to my new function. So I'm going to do f plus g of 3 equals, and I'm just plugging the 3 in to that x right there. 7 times 3 plus 1. 7 times 3 is 21. 21 plus 1 is 22. So f plus g of 3 gives me 22. If it tells you to do a combination of functions and plug in a value, you want to combine the functions first and then plug your value in to your new function. So let's look at letter B. F minus g of 3. So once again, we want to first do f of x minus g of x don't forget to distribute that negative. 2x minus 3 minus 5x minus 4. Combine those like terms, negative 3x minus 7. So I evaluated f of x minus g of x first. Now, like we said earlier, we can plug in that 3 to this new function. So f minus g of 3 would be negative 3 times 3 minus 7. Negative 3 times 3 is negative 9. Negative 9 minus 7 would give me negative 16. So f minus g of 3 would give me negative 16. And the last example, letter C. Once again, we want to first find our f of x times g of x. So we're foiling. I'm just doing this really fast since we did that on the other slide. 10x squared minus 7x minus 12. Now I can plug that 3 value in. So f times g of 3 would be 10 times 3 squared minus 7 times 3 minus 12. I need to use my order of operations here. Do not forget about the order of operations. I need to do my exponents first. So I'd have 10 times 9 minus 21 minus 12. 10 times 9 is 90 minus 21 minus 12. 90 minus 21 would give me 69. 69 minus 12 would give me 57. So f times g of 3 would be positive 57. That's all the notes I have for you today. Hopefully it wasn't too terribly difficult. Hopefully we all remembered this. It's just adding a little bit and it looks a little differently, but it should not be too bad. If you have questions, please reach out. That's what I'm here for. Please ask questions if you don't understand. We'll try to get you to understand it. Today's assignment will be 3.3, homework number 3 worksheet. I'll have that posted in Canvas. Like I said, if y'all have questions, please let me know. Y'all be in touch with me. Hope y'all have a good day. Stay warm, and we'll see you next time.